landed well here on my little planet? I'd like to welcome you to the very first episode of my podcast. First of all, however, I would like to tell you that here a German is trying to make herself understood in you in English. So I'm not a native speaker. That means that I may not always express myself correctly, but I try my absolute best. Today, I'd like to start by telling you about nesting places and why they can be so important for us. And then I want to move together with you to exactly where we already are anyway, but often without even noticing it, namely to ourselves. Let's take a journey together on my little planet into the valley of deep relaxation and body awareness. But now first to the topic of nesting places and why I call them that way in the first place. Here on the little planet, you definitely always have a place where you can make yourself comfortable, where you can settle in. And now, it would be of great advantage for you if you could have exactly such a place also at the place which you call your home. I could also say, on your little planet. Maybe you have already found such a place for yourself, declared it your very own. A place where you can retreat to, where you will not be disturbed as long as or whenever you are there. It doesn't even have to be very big, this space for you. Just enough that you can put a yoga mat or something similar there, a few pillows maybe, and a blanket to snuggle into when you feel like it. I call such a space, such a place, a nesting place, because it might give you, like a bird's nest high up in a tree, the possibility to retreat, to be alone with yourself and yet not really be separated from everything else around you. But it really should be your nesting place. And times apart from noises which the so-called world around us holds now just sometimes so for us, you're not disturbed at exactly this your nesting place otherwise, because your environment, this place really recognizes as yours. For quite a few people, it's not at all self-evident to have a nesting place. And it's not only in families that it's often not so easy to build such a nest. In many cases, children or young people have their fixed retreats, and adults often share so-called common rooms. But I also know people who live alone and have told me that pieces of furniture and other furnishings leave hardly any room for a nesting place, unless priorities shift. But why such a nesting place? Is it really absolutely necessary? Well, what is necessary? Let me perhaps rather ask, what is possible? Often something is much more possible than necessary. If you like to do yoga or physical exercises regularly, like to meditate, then a nesting place makes sense. You can just keep your mat there, your blankets and pillows, and whatever you need there for you. There you might also surround yourself with things that your heart is attached to, or that delight you with their beauty. There's something incredibly inviting about that, just like a lovingly laid table. The food intake, and I say that in quotes now, just takes place a little differently here. I really mean it this way. Such a nesting place can have a thoroughly nourishing effect on you. Or I could also say that you can feel it as a protected space, a place where you feel comfortable, secure, and which is familiar to you, yes, where you can dare to you or think something. Who knows? Maybe this nesting place is already ready for you or in planning, or you don't want to commit yourself here and now at all. And maybe it is not so important for you to have always the same nesting place, and you are able and in the mood to declare many different places again and again as your place of retreat. You know best what and in which way something is good for you. And there can open to you also again and again new directions of view. And now let's prepare a little bit for our journey together. Make sure you are not disturbed by anyone for the next half hour or so. Prepare a surface on which you can lie as comfortably as possible during this time. This can be a yoga mat, a mattress, or even a thick, soft blanket. Do it in the way that is most comfortable for you. Make a pillow and another blanket to cover yourself with. Even on warm days, our bodies always cool down a bit when we lie down. You may also find it comfortable to dim the lights in the room. If you have not already laid down your body, then please do so now. Lie down comfortably, and if it feels good for you, then cover yourself up or place the blanket close to you, ready to hand. When I said that we can go on a journey to ourselves, perhaps that remained unclear at first. How that should go, what exactly, and how did I mean that? Well, whenever I have the perception of being completely with myself, then, from my experience, this has only become possible through the fact that I perceive my body very consciously. So, in the moments in which I intensely perceive what I want to call myself, I perceive my body. My body is then something like a bridge to that which underlies me and which I cannot name at all with words. I would like to invite you now to close your eyes, if you have not already done so anyway. Your arms may lie loosely beside your body, palms up if you like, or you may prefer to place your palms on top of each other on your belly. Your hands will automatically find the position that is comfortable for you. And breathe deeply in through your nose and out through your mouth. And when I say deep, I mean gentle, very gentle. Let's breathe in again, deeply but gently. Open your belly to the breath, become permeable there. And when exhale is supposed to happen, let the breath go through your slightly open mouth again. And now, breathe as always. Let the breath happen. Yes, just let yourself breathe as if by yourself. You don't have to worry about breathing. It actually happens by itself. What a mystery, right? And most of the time, we don't even notice it. Nature has arranged it so wonderfully. Otherwise, we would possibly often forget it in our everyday situations. And let's just let all the outside noises, all the possible noises around us be part of our little journey. They're all just as much a part of this being here as you and I are. Let's just say yes to what surrounds us. We could be in deepest Tibet on a high mountain far away from everything, and even there we wouldn't find only us. There, it might be the wind that ruffles our hair and whose song grazes our ear. Let's just integrate everything around us, take it in with us. Our common journey deeper and deeper to ourselves has already begun, and if it feels good for you, then let my voice be your travel companion. If you like, you can use my voice as something like a handrail. Maybe you imagine a hiking trail on one of the high mountains of my little planet. There's a thick rope embedded in the rock face and securely fastened. Such a rope can now be my voice for you. Something like a faithful companion. Know that everything here on this journey is always a can-do for you, never a must-do. And let's take another deep, gentle breath. In through your nose and out through your slightly opened mouth. Let your belly be soft, let it be loose. And if you find that hard to do, just notice that. You don't have to do anything here. There is nothing you need to accomplish or be able to do. Now bring your attention to your head, to your scalp. Just feel there. I'm not talking about concentrating. Just being attentive in that area of your body. And relax your forehead. Relax your eyelids. Feel their own weight. Maybe they move a little now and then, like the fluttering wings of a small bird. Or maybe they don't move a bit. Be with your attention now, with your ears, with your cheeks, and relax your jaw. If you open your lips slightly, you'll probably find this easier. Our jaws so often hold so much. Words held back, withheld feelings, as does our belly. Let it be soft, be permeable to your breath. If it's okay for you, then you can move your lower jaw slightly from right to left, slightly back and forth. If you feel tension there, just get it. There's nothing to do. Or maybe your jaw area is soft and relaxed. That's all fine. It doesn't matter. And inhale through the nose. And when exhale wants to happen, let the breath go through the mouth area again. Now give your throat area all your attention. Who knows, you might notice a swallowing reflex there now, or not. Be completely with your throat, in front of your chest, and also in the back of your neck. Notice how it feels for you there right now. If there's a narrowness or wideness, and as it may be there, it's all right. There's nothing to do. And whatever may be going on in your head right now, maybe there are thoughts, maybe images show up. experience them as what they are, appearing and disappearing again. Where do they come from? And where do they disappear to? Breathe in gently and deeply through your nose, and let your breath go through your mouth as you exhale. Now, bring your focus to your chest area. Breathe in deeply and gently. Feel the breath find its way through your relaxed, soft belly into your chest area. And notice how your chest expands pleasantly. How your chest opens invitingly to the breath. And then, as you exhale, it gently lowers again. Notice how your entire back, down to your buttocks, rests on your support. If you feel that you are not yet completely comfortable and relaxed, take the liberty of moving back and forth a little bit to find a position that is perhaps even more comfortable for you. And relax your forehead, your jaw, and relax your shoulders, which often carry a lot. Go with your attention to your shoulder blades and to the lower back, to the buttocks. Take a little trip back to your shoulders. Notice if they are relaxed. And now turn all your attention to your arms. Let your attention slowly slide from the upper arms down to the bands of the arms, the elbows, and down to the wrists, just as if you were sliding your attention down there in slow motion. Breathe gently, deeply, and consciously in again, exhaling when the breath wants to go again. Your breath can be like a gentle wave motion on a calm, peaceful evening by the sea. Now give your hands your full, undivided attention, the backs of your hands, your palms. Turn to each of your individual fingers that do so much for you. Take some time for this. You may have already placed your palms on your belly at the beginning of our journey. If not, I invite you to do so now. With a slow, deliberate movement, place them just below your belly button. Of course, only do this if it feels good to you. Consciously breathe in and feel the stretch of your entire abdomen. When exhale happens this time, accompany your breath back through your body all the way down to your belly. And this time, just when you feel that you have exhaled completely, gently pull your navel back towards your spine. So, you're very gently pulling your belly in a little bit. Let's do that again in a moment. Gently inhale, let the exhalation happen. And at the end of the exhalation, you pull in your navel once again. Now you have exhaled completely. And also the last used air has left your body. it's now ready again to take in unused breath. And let yourself breathe again naturally, all by yourself. Be now for a moment completely with your pelvic floor, and also again briefly with your attention to the buttocks. Breathe again in the breath cycle from before, and at the end, pull the navel slightly backwards. Now, it's time to slowly, very slowly slide your attention from the pelvis down to the thighs, just as you did earlier with the arms. Perhaps you can imagine that this sliding down is done in a kind of spiral movement, like your attention is sliding around your thighs toward your kneecaps and the back of your knees. Do this slowly if you like, or don't. Find exactly your rhythm. Once at the knees, simply circle them with all your presence once or twice, and then continue to move down in these circular motions. Down the shins, down the calf legs, down to the ankles. Dwell there. And take the opportunity to notice if your forehead and jaw are still relaxed. Now you've come all the way down to your ankles. And now come to your feet. Notice them, the top of them, the top of your feet, and now be all the way at the heel. Now along the sole all the way to the front. And finally come to your toes. Be fully present there, fully there. Now you are very close to your whole body. Feel that. Let yourself breathe. The journey to yourself has begun at the apex and has taken you the long way down to your feet. Let me be still for a moment. Listen to the music and feel into your body this gift you found yourself in at some point. Here I am again, your travel companion on the way to yourself. Take a deep breath, just like you did all the times here. Let the breath go and feel. Breathe in again, and when exhale happens, gently place your palms together. And now start rubbing your two palms together. If it feels good, feel free to keep your eyes closed. Rub a little faster and a little more dynamically. And now put both palms on your face, covering the eyes, leaving the nose free. Feel the pulsating aliveness in the palms there on your face. This is your aliveness. Breathe in deeply and gently. When exhale happens, release your palms very slowly from your face and let the palms all by themselves find their place where they want to land. In a moment, we will both take another deep breath. And when the breath goes again, please open your eyes very, very gently if you still have them closed. But do this very, very slowly. So slowly that you can actually feel the weight of your eyelids. Now stretch your body a little bit. Maybe roll back and forth a little bit. Wiggle your toes, and if you like, you can shake out your hands a little bit now. And when you're ready, roll up over the side position and come to a sitting position. Of course, you can also just stay lying down for a little while. How wonderful that you made this journey with me. And from now on, you can do it again and again with me if you feel like it. To perceive yourself, to feel yourself more and more finely, you can actually practice that. And the better we perceive ourselves, the more likely we are to perceive our fellow human beings around us. Sometimes you may fall asleep when you take this journey with me here. Maybe that's what you've just been doing. Maybe you dozed off here and there. Should that have been the case, should you fall asleep at some point during our journey together, that's perfectly fine. My voice will also accompany you during a nap. Let's talk briefly about how you can integrate parts of your journey into your so-called everyday life. There are small aids that can enable you to refer back to what you have experienced here again and again. For example, from now on, you could pay attention to whether your forehead relaxes. But don't see this as a task, but rather as a kind of game you play with yourself. For example, if you are driving and have to wait at a traffic light, you can use this time to check in the rear view mirror if you have tensed your forehead. I myself was always very surprised in the beginning that a relaxed forehead was a rarity for me at first. Be very loving with yourself in such situations. You have practiced for a long time, unconsciously of course, to solidify such a tense posture on your forehead. With myself, it really took a not small time on the clock that this could change. Playfully watch your forehead in other situations as well. When you are thinking about something, when you are listening to someone, or when someone asks you something, when you are reading or writing, when you are at the computer. And then there is the breathing, the deep yet gentle breathing that has accompanied you on your journey. You can also integrate it into your daily routine. This is especially helpful in situations where you feel uncomfortable, when you feel under pressure, sad or helpless. When we breathe consciously, and by that I mean we become aware that we are breathing, it immediately puts us in contact with ourselves. And that means that I'm consciously aware of myself in this moment. With all the restlessness, insecurity, joy, or even calmness that may be inherent in me right now, whatever is felt and sensed at that moment. Mind you, without wanting to remove or change everything that can be noticed. First of all, it's only about noticing all that. We start to notice ourselves. Breathing can be a small anchor for us throughout the day, which can help us to pause every now and then to notice that the breathing might not reach the belly at all, because we are unconsciously tensed it again over a long period of time. You might think that these are just little things and ask yourself what this should really do or change. Here my answer would be nothing. It's not about making different or about making away, only to notice. Just this nothing change must, at what is simply there at the moment, that can be immensely relieving. But to this topic, then sometime, once surely still more, speak more exactly. Maybe you just try to observe your forehead and breathe in deeply and gently every now and then throughout the day. It would be good if you really do this over a longer period of time. Well, now it's time for us to say goodbye to each other, at least for today. If you like, we'll meet here again in 3 weeks on my little planet, which is always yours. That would be Friday, July 9th. I'll probably be able to surprise you with something completely different. I can't even tell you that exactly yet. Who knows what will show itself to me here, still everything on the planet. What or who meets me? Let's see. I hope you like surprises. Now, I wish you until then all the love. Maybe already on soon.